All right, happy Wednesday and welcome to UNI Women's Basketball Media Day ahead of the 2025-26 season. As you guys probably know, directly following Coach Warren's opening comments, student athletes will be available for individual interviews on the McLeod Center floor. Panther basketball is back. Last season saw a lot of big moments for the Cats. Moments include the program's first top 10 victory over Iowa State inside the McLeod Center, the first player in UNI and Valley history to record 70-plus steals and blocks in the same season. And UNI continued its active streak of three-pointers and recorded its 17th straight season at 500 or better in Valley play and its 16th consecutive season with at least a top-half finish in the Valley. The 2025-26 season is just a week away as the Panthers open the season with an exhibition matchup next Wednesday against Truman State before a regular season opener against North Dakota State on November 3rd. Just a note that entry to the Truman State exhibition is free to all fans. Conference play tips off the earliest in Valley history as the Panthers face the Illinois State Redbirds here in Cedar Falls on December 3rd. The full 2025-26 schedule can be found in your media guides or online at unipanthers.com. One last note before Coach comes up to talk. After an audit by the Missouri Valley Conference of their all-time coaching records, former SIU head coach Cindy Scott's win total while a head coach in the league was discovered to be 311, not 353 as previously noted. As a result, Missouri State's Cheryl Burnett, who was previously listed in second with 319 all-time victories, had been the record holder. With her 320th coaching victory, head coach Tanya Warren officially became the Valley's all-time winningest coach in all contests. So, welcoming up the Valley's all-time winningest coach, the Dean of the Valley, heading into her 19th season at the Panther helm, head coach Tanya Warren.
Can we clap? You guys are funny. Thank you for being here. Let me figure out how to do my mic here. What did I do? Oh, I got it. Oh, uh-oh. Turnover, Warren. Got it.
All right, there we go.
Thank you for being here. Extremely excited for another season. This is a lot of newness for us. Will be our youngest team in 17 years, but we're extremely excited. There's something about newness that excites me. You know, the canvas is clear. It's a big canvas, and it is clear, and we get the opportunity, every single one of us, every single young woman in this program, to grab a pen, to grab a marker, and we get to start writing and painting this picture how we want to see it unfold. And that in itself is exciting. We get to erase, we get to add, we get to delete, continue to add as we create this newness of this journey for this program where we are. Could not be more excited for these young women. Obviously, we have 6 returners. We will be led by Riley Goebel. He talked a little bit about her. Just one of a couple in Missouri Valley history to have 70 steals and 70 blocks in a season. She had a terrific junior year. Has done a really good job in the offseason of committing herself now to scoring a little bit more. Her role has changed. We're looking for that out of her. But as we look at this team, and we have Taryn back at the point guard, Taryn will do some really good things and had a good summer. Bree will play some 3 and some 1 for us. We have Elise back who made the all-freshman team. Great post presence. And then we have 6 new kids that don't have any experience at this level. So being able to integrate the new with kind of the old, but the new and the old all in different roles than they were a year ago, and trying to figure all that out as we go throughout the course of the season. But this team has worked extremely hard. They practice hard. They compete, and they're in it for each other. And we're going to make a lot of mistakes because we're learning together. We're learning on the fly. In our schedule, I mean, if you've looked at it, we don't downscale our schedule based on what we have returning. Our schedule's still tough. But it'll be good for us. It prepares us for a really good league. When I look at this group, the word that comes to mind to me is scrappy. and we're going to have to be scrappy. We're not going to rely on one kid. We're going to rely on every kid in order for us to have success throughout the course of this season. And that's what we're looking for. You know, we've simplified a lot of things offensively and defensively because we had to, with what we have returning and what we have coming in. We've had to slow a lot of things down. We've had to teach a lot. And that's what we're going to continue to do. That's what you're going to see. It's not necessarily wins and losses as you guys look at it, because winning doesn't mean you did everything right, and losing doesn't mean you did everything wrong. With this group, it's literally going to be progress from day to day, possession to possession, game to game, practice to practice, and that's how we will evaluate the success of this season with this group, because they are young. They're going to make mistakes, but we're going to learn through all of that. So it's never going to be about losing. It's going to be about learning for this group, and that's what we're excited about. They want to compete. They have a lot of questions and not a lot of answers, and they want to be part of something that is much bigger than themselves. And we get an opportunity to be the best part of their day, the best part of their mornings, because we see them early. And that's what you want as coaches. You want a group that is hungry and wants to be here, and they're really in it for each other. They're intentional about what they do and how they do it. And I couldn't be more excited to begin drawing on this canvas with this group of young women. Any questions?
Although there's obviously still a lot of preseason you want to go through, how excited are you for eventually those opportunities to see this team against another team and make those kinds of lines of progress there?
Well, we saw it a little bit on Saturday, where we was able to go against a close scrimmage against our guys, and then we have a close scrimmage coming up here Saturday. But it's always good to get film against someone other than yourselves and to be able to break down film. And now you get to see where you are right now, both offensively and defensively. What do you want to add before the Truman State game? All of those things. But it's for this group, for us, especially right now, it's really about keeping it simple. How can we execute on the offensive end and flow into what we want to get into? How can we finish possessions on the defensive end by boxing out and getting stops? And then being able to rotate kids. What kids play well together on both sides of the basketball? And as I said, and I mean this, we don't have an all-conference kid for the first time in 17 years. We don't need an all-conference kid. We don't have to rely on one. We're going to have to rely on everyone, and that's the beauty of this team, the makeup of this team.
You talk about Riley being more offensive. How will that look on the court? How will
well,
she
scores really well with either hand, and she's done a really good job of working on her face-up shot. And what makes her dangerous is her ability to put the basketball on the floor, on the perimeter, on going either way. She can start the break. She can finish. She has to continue to be comfortable catching it and facing up and taking what defense gives her. Very good offensive rebounder. She's screening well. She's doing a lot of things well for us. But as I said, we're not going to have to rely on one. It's going to be all five that are on the floor, and then our bench coming in. It's not one or two. It's all 12. All 12. And that's new for us, but it's exciting.
As much as this conference will still be competitive, how different could it look with all of the experience that's gone from all the teams last year, and how a lot of that was fifth-year seniors, not just regular seniors, too?
Well, it's going to look really different other than Belmont. I mean, I don't know how Tootie got another year. I saw her this summer. I said, Tootie, you're back? She said, yeah, I'm like Tootie. But no, Belmont will be really good, obviously. And then I think you got to give Murray the nod, too, with what they have returning on the perimeter. And then, honestly, it's up for grabs. I don't even know. There's so many newness in all the different rosters. It's going to be up for grabs. And that's the beauty of this league. Anybody can beat anybody on any given night. And it's an opportunity for a lot of young kids to get experience and shine in the moment.
Elise last year, kind of came in, was expected to
Yeah.
really play a role, and then all of a sudden she was playing a much larger role. How much farther along is she, and what did she learn from that season?
Well, let me say this about EJ. That was the picture of being ready when the opportunity presented itself. because she didn't know until shoot-around of the Iowa State game that she was going to be starting. And boy, did she just take that and run. And you could just see not only in that game, but her confidence just continued to build and build and build. EJ's got a great frame. She's posting really well. She's demanding the basketball. She's finishing better than she did a year ago. And we all know she can shoot threes and extend the defense. And she's a really good defender and good defensive rebounder. And we're going to need those things from her. But she's expanded her ability to finish in the paint, and we're going to need that. And she also has to get herself to the free throw line. Good question.
How do you feel about the conference schedule this year? Now you're back to playing everybody twice, but then you also have this kind of early game in December before you jump further into league play.
I'm excited about playing everybody twice. I always felt with the one, it was a little bit, I like playing everybody twice. Playing December 3rd is going to be a little different, but it's exciting. It gives us something else to focus on in the midst of the non-conference. You get to prepare for a conference game, which is ultimately what you're playing for, right, is your conference season and getting some things done there. So, all of our teams have always been able to adapt. I don't think this team will be any different.
I'm thinking earlier than that, the non-conference schedule, you got a lot of familiar teams out there. You get Iowa and Iowa State, which of course you can't take for granted because of the other sports that don't get it. How you feel about the quality of that slate? Kind of similar to what you felt for previous years?
Oh, yeah. I mean, our schedule, you look at our non-conference schedule, sometimes I want to say to Coach Nelson, what in the world were you thinking? But it's exciting because, again, no matter what happens in the non-conference, it prepares you for a very good conference league. Our league is very good from top to bottom. So no matter what happens in the non-conference, we want to make sure that we're prepared for conference play. But more than anything else, when you get a couple of those teams on a neutral floor, anything can happen. And anything is possible. And to be able to play Iowa and Iowa State, we don't take that for granted. Extremely thankful to Lisa and Jan and obviously Bill for doing that because they don't have to do that. And then we get Creighton. We're really good friends with Coach Flannery. He and I graduated together, South Dakota State. I mean, our non-conference schedule is always good. Matter of fact, I don't know that there's a team on our non-conference schedule that didn't make it to postseason play.
Coach,
Maybe one.
you talk about, you're going to rely on all 12 people, but, last year, when an offensive play broke down or things broke down, you had somebody that could create.
Yeah.
Who could that potentially be a player, when the play breaks down, that might be able to create her own offense?
Well, it could be Taryn. It could be Bree. One of the things that Bree, first of all, Bree's had a really good summer. One of the Bree's strength is her ability. The reason we recruited her out of high school is her ability to get downhill and finish with contact. She does a terrific job of creating contact and getting herself to the free throw line. And she's become a pretty good, when her feet are set, three-point shooter. So she can create her own shot and get downhill and create for others. Taryn's very good at it. Virginia Edmondson, our NAIA kid who's a senior, is very good at it, does a terrific job of getting downhill. Jenna Tweet from Kirkwood, very good three-point shooter, but terrific job of getting downhill. So we have a variety of kids that can do that, but we want it really in the flow of our offense, set good screens. The ball's got to move side to side. It's got to have life. We got to be able to burn. We got to be able to play off of each other and not play so much one-on-one. That's how this team's going to be successful.
KJ didn't play that many minutes, and Maya, because of injury, didn't play at all last year. What can Panther fans possibly expect to see out of those two if they have a chance to step up into bigger roles?
Well, they're going to play. And KJ's a very good three-point shooter when her hands and feet are set. But allowing the game to come to her. She also is one that can get downhill, especially coming off the screen, but a very good catch and shoot shooter. Maya, boy, I pray she stays healthy because it's been 2 years and I've watched this young lady personally work extremely hard to get back to where she is. And I will say this, she's one of the best three-point shooters, if she can stay healthy, that this program has seen, and we've had some really good ones. She shoots it quick. She shoots it with range. But what makes Maya really the potential for her to be really, really good is her ability to put the basketball on the floor. Very good mid-range, can go either way, very good passer, and she can extend defense with her ability to shoot the ball from deep.
Week from tonight, do you have an idea who your first 5 players will be on the court when you face Truman?
I do, but I don't want to share that. That was tricky.
When you look at this team 1 through 12, especially with 6 new people coming in, how have you seen the bond growing, not just on the court, but off the court with this group?
That's a really good question. You know, we as a team, coaches included, we took a lot of time this summer to be intentional about being with each other, not only between the lines, but outside of the lines. Because I think it's something to say we're teammates and we're family between the lines when everything's going well. But what do you have when things don't go well? And we know they're not going to go well. That's life. And so we took a lot of time, whether that was going over to Coach Oakland's house or to have a grill out or just playing games in the locker room or pickleball or having dinner and or coffee, just different things, just random things. We spent a lot of time really getting to know each other and getting under the surface. Because I think it's one thing to say we're teammates. It's another thing to say we're sisters. It has a completely different meaning. And we've worked really, really hard to be intentional about spending that time outside of the lines to get to know each other and to be there for each other and to create and understand that no matter what's going on, this is a safe place. That was a good question. I know you have one more, Chris. I know you do. I know. WWE, come on, Chris.
Should we talk publicly
No,
about
no.
LA Knight's booking? Because we
No,
can.
no, no. I do want to end it with this. I am really, really excited about this group. We are young. You will hear me say that throughout the course of the year. But they are eager, they want to learn, and they want to become the best version of themselves together. And as coaches, you couldn't want anything more than that. And they're going to give everything they have. That I'm very confident in. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
We can talk now.